The biggest secret rich people know that you don't. There are two types of people in this world. 1, every morning they wake up and money finds them. 2, every morning they wake up and money runs away from them. The strange thing is, neither of them knows why. You see someone driving a nice car, living in a beautiful house, taking vacations you dream about, and you think they got lucky, or they had connections, or they started with money. But what if I told you that's not the real difference? What if the real difference is something invisible? Something is happening in their mind. Every single day, you wake up, check your bank account. Same stress, same struggle, same questions. Why am I always broke? Why does money slip through my fingers? Why do some people make it look so easy? The problem isn't your job. It's not your salary. It's not even how hard you work. The problem is how you think about money. And no one ever taught you that your thoughts create your reality. Poor people think one way, rich people think another way, and that difference in thinking creates the difference in their bank accounts. But here's what nobody tells you. You can change how you think. You can rewire your mind. You can become the type of person money flows toward. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 secrets, 3 ways of thinking that separates the wealthy from everyone else. But I warn you, once you see these secrets, you can't unsee them. You'll start noticing them everywhere. The 3rd secret will shock you because you've been doing it backwards your entire life. The first secret. There are 2 types of people when it comes to money. One chases it, one attracts it. The chasers wake up thinking, how can I get money today? Who owes me money? Where can I find more money? They hunt, they grab, they take. But money is like a wild animal. The harder you chase it, the faster it runs away. The attractors wake up thinking differently. They ask, what can I give today? What problems can I solve? How can I help someone succeed? And something magical happens. Money starts flowing toward them. Not because they're lucky, not because they're special, but because they understand a law most people never learn. The law of value. When you create value, value returns to you. When you solve problems, people pay you to solve them. When you help others win, you win bigger. You've been taught to be a taker, but wealthy people are givers first. Let me tell you about David. David worked at a small company, made decent money, but always struggled to pay bills. Every day David would think, I need more money. I deserve a raise. This company doesn't pay enough. He was a chaser, and money kept running away from him. One day, David changed his question. Instead of asking, how can I get more money? He started asking, how can I make my boss more money? Everything shifted. David studied his company's problems, learned new skills on weekends, created solutions nobody asked for. 6 months later, David got the biggest promotion in company history. Same person, same company, different thinking. The secret isn't working harder. The secret is thinking differently. When you stop chasing money and start creating value, money chases you. But most people never learn this. They spend their whole life running after something that would come to them naturally if they just changed their approach. Are you a chaser or an attractor? Because that one shift in thinking changes everything. The second secret. There are 2 types of people when they see problems. One runs away, one runs toward them. The runners away think, this is annoying. Someone should fix this. Why is everything so difficult? They complain, they avoid, they wish problems would disappear. But the runners toward, they see something different. They see opportunity, they see profit, they see the future. Because here's what nobody tells you. Every problem you face is money waiting to be made. Every frustration in your life, it is a business idea in disguise. You get frustrated finding good babysitters. That's a babysitting app. You hate waiting for taxis. That's Uber. You can't find good restaurants. That's Yelp. The biggest companies in the world, they were built by people who saw problems and solved them. While everyone else was complaining, they were building. But most people are trained to be problem avoiders. You see a problem and think, that's not my job. Someone else will handle it. I don't have time for that. Wealthy people see a problem and think, That's my opportunity. How big is this problem? How many people have this problem? Because the bigger the problem, the bigger the profit. The more people who have the problem, the more money you make solving it. Your next fortune is hiding in your current frustration, but you'll never see it if you keep running away from problems. What problem frustrated you today? What made you think, there has to be a better way? That frustration is your business plan talking to you? Stop for a moment, right now. Think about the last thing that annoyed you, the last time you said, this is stupid, or why doesn't this work better? Write it down, not later, now. Because most people will keep watching this video without stopping to think. They want the secrets, but they don't want to do the work. If you just paused, if you just thought about your frustration, if you just wrote something down, you're already different. You're already thinking like the wealthy. And if you didn't pause, ask yourself, am I here to be entertained, or am I here to change? Because the third secret, it is the most important one. Are you listening, or are you still running away? The third secret. There are two types of people when they think about money. One thinks in moments, one thinks in lifetimes. The moment thinkers wake up and think, I need money now. I have to pay this bill. I need a job. They live in reaction, always responding to what happened yesterday, always chasing what they need today. But the lifetime thinkers, they think completely differently. They ask, how can I create money that never stops flowing? How can I build something that works while I sleep? How can I make money without trading my time? One builds jobs, one builds wealth. And here's the secret most people never discover. Time is your enemy or your greatest ally. If you trade time for money, you have limits. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can only work so much. You will always hit a ceiling. But if you build systems that generate money without your time, you have no limits. The system works 24 hours a day. The system never gets tired. The system never stops. Most people build themselves a job. Wealthy people build themselves a money machine. And the difference changes everything. But here's what nobody tells you. You already know how to think in systems. You just don't realize it. When you plant a tree, you don't expect fruit tomorrow. You water it, you wait, you trust the process. One day, the tree gives you fruit. Not just once, every season, for decades. That's systems thinking. But when it comes to money, you want fruit tomorrow. You plant today, you expect the harvest today. And when it doesn't happen, you give up. You go back to trading time for money. The wealthy plant money trees, and they wait, and they water them, and they trust. Years later, those trees feed them forever, while everyone else, it's still trading hours for dollars. Now you know the three secrets, but knowing and awakening, they are two different things. You can watch this video, nod your head, think that makes sense, and tomorrow, go back to thinking exactly the same way. Or, you can have an awakening right now, in this moment. You can realize that everything you've been taught about money is backwards. You've been chasing when you should be attracting. You've been avoiding when you should be embracing. You've been thinking in moments when you should think in lifetimes. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Awakening is uncomfortable because it means admitting you've been wrong about money, about success, about how the game really works. Most people would rather stay asleep. It's easier, it's safer, it requires no change. But some people, a few people, choose to wake up. They choose to see what they couldn't see before. They choose to think about what they never thought before. They choose to become who they never were before. The question is, which person are you? Are you going to close this video and go back to sleep, or are you going to wake up? Because here's what I know. You can't unsee what you've just seen. You can't unknow what you now know. From this moment forward, every financial decision you make, it will be different. Because you know the secrets now. You know that wealthy people don't chase money, they attract it. You know that wealthy people don't avoid problems, they solve them. You know that wealthy people don't think in moments, they think in systems. The only question left is what you're going to do with this knowledge. Will you use it, or will you ignore it? Will you think differently, or will you think the same? Will you attract money, or will you keep chasing it? Because no one is watching you but yourself. An awakening always begins with the right question. So ask yourself, am I getting richer or poor? Not today, not this month, but with every decision, every thought, every action. Are you moving toward wealth or away from it? Only you know the answer, and only you can change it.